Today we are talking about identity theft. It is hard to detect and is one of the most personal financial crimes that can happen to any of us. Your identity is who you are, and we are here today to help empower you to protect yourself. If your identity is ever stolen, we're going to go through steps you can take to help recover as well. First, we're going to do a quiz for how much do you know about identity theft. It's okay if you know all the answers, awesome. If you are not quite sure, we're going to go through the quiz together. I'm going to put what my answers were when I took this quiz, and we're going to see how well we do. Okay, here we go. Security breaches are easier to address with which payment form? Security breaches are, if you don't know, is any information that was stolen and a compromise has happened. So what it's asking is which payment form is easier to address when that happens. Okay, so either A, cash, B, check, C, credit card, or D, debit card. Okay, I put down credit card. So let's see what the answer is. So with the credit card, consumers have plenty of time to notice unauthorized charges and notify the issuer and have them removed. What that means is that your credit card, because it's not attached to your checking account, it is a little bit easier to contain whenever a compromise happens. Question 2. Which of the following is not an example of safe internet use? A. Delete spam emails that ask for personal information. B. Keep your antivirus and anti-spyware software up to date. C. Shop online only with secured web pages. Or D. Archive credit card information in your email. Let's see. All right. Sending or saving your credit card numbers, social security numbers, or other personal information via your email, including your driver's license, your tax ID number, if it's a business account. If you keep those information via email, it does put your personal information at risk. If you ever have to send those things through email, like to a lawyer or to a mortgage company, whatever, what have you, you always, if you have to send it that way, you always want to send it through a secured email. So that way only the recipient can open it. All right, question 3. How frequently can you request a free copy of your credit reports? A, once a week. B, once every 3 months. C, once every 12 months. Or D, once every 18 months. All right, I just want to make sure everybody knows that, especially during COVID. I know that there's been credit reports from the credit bureaus that have been offered more than the 12 months. And you can actually get these from each of the credit bureaus. You have to go to each of their websites and request your credit report from each of them, or you can go to annualcreditreport.com. Question 4. Which of the following is an appropriate agency to contact in the case of identity theft? A. The Federal Trade Commission. B. Law enforcement. C. Credit bureaus. Or D. All of the above. Now I know that for identity theft, the credit bureaus is definitely a yes, but I'm not quite sure about the other two. What do you guys think? So let's see. No, see, we can actually tell the Federal Trade Commission, law enforcement, and credit bureaus whenever identity theft happens. And we're going to see why in a little bit. Last question. Question 5. A minor may request a copy of his or her credit report after what age? A. 12. B. 14. C. 16. D. 17. Well, I know that, at least for me, I know that a 17-year-old has a lot of privileges when it comes to financial institutions, everything. I had guessed 17. This was something that actually did surprise me when I was doing this research, was a credit history for minors can actually be pulled once they're age of 14. This is very important because children's social security number can be taken and can be used to open up fraudulent loans and credit cards using their name and social, and it's not caught until they're older. Because when you use their social for tax purposes only, then it's only for taxes. But when it comes to their financial credit history, it's good to pull it yourself, the parents, out there or the kids, to make sure that no one has taken information that did not belong to them. So let's go ahead and continue on with the class, and we will see what new information we can learn together. So this is going to be how to safeguard yourself. This is the first line of defense, which is always yourself, because you know your spending habits, you know your accounts, and you know what is you and what is not you. So you want to check your credit report for inaccuracies. You always want to check and see, hey, this was something that I did, but why is it reporting closed, or that I owe something on an account that I closed a long time ago, or I'm in good standing with them now, why is it showing, that kind of thing. So you do want to double check yourself. You also want to keep your social security number private. Companies will ask for like the last four digits of your social to verify your identity, but the full number, you want to make sure when you're giving that out to somebody that it is to a legitimate source and that they are not going to use it to take anything from you that they're not supposed to. And you want to protect your financial documents in mail. That basically means to pick up your mail daily. Identity theft can easily happen from somebody just walking up to your mailbox and taking your mail out. That has credit card statements in it, that's got your name and address and minimum, and they can actually build a fake identity based off of your actual information. And you also want to practice smart online security. There is a HTTPS, which the S part is the secured line. So those are safe websites to go shopping on and things like that. And you also want to make sure when you are online shopping that you are shopping at a legitimate site. There are counterfeit websites that fraudsters will take over, and it may look pretty close to what the real one is, but for instance, this actually happened to me. There was a PayPal email that went out that said, oh, your account's been locked down, go ahead and type in your information and we'll unlock it for you. Well, it was pretty close to what PayPal, website was, but the main difference was it had my email address as the greeting instead of my name. Whenever they're trying to trick you online like that, most of the time they do not have your credentials. They don't have your banking information. All they have is your email address. And so the whole point is to steal your financial institution information, your passwords, that whole thing. So that's the whole point, is they want to steal it because they don't have it yet. Okay, so we definitely want to be on the lookout for that kind of thing. You want to practice safe internet use, which we already went over. So next you want to destroy your private records. McCoy actually does provide a shred day for our members twice a year, so you can bring all your credit card statements, your tax reporting that you don't need anymore, like basically anything that you don't need anymore, but it has your name, address, date of birth, anything that can identify you needs to be destroyed. Okay, and we can do that for our members free of charge. I know some other places actually provide that service as well for a small fee. So, or you can have your own personal shredder. But you definitely want to make sure that if it has any of your personal information on it, even if it's junk mail, you want to destroy it. And secure your mail, like I said, you want to make sure you pick up your mail at least once a day. So that way somebody walking by the mailbox can't just take all your stuff out of the mailbox and you just think you don't have mail that day. You want to be aware of any scams that are happening, especially with coronavirus and everything. There's stimulus, there's the thieves are on overdrive right now. So we want to make sure that that we are being safe. This is if identity theft ever does happen to you. You want to report the fraud to law enforcement because, like I said, identity theft is a crime. It's definitely illegal, but this is a crime that law enforcement needs to be involved with. And you also want to contact credit reporting companies so that way they know, because again, identity theft means that there's somebody running around pretending to be you, doing things that are not you and that you did not authorize them to do. And then you also want to file a fraud report with the Federal Trade Commission. The reason why is because they actually take your fraud report and they send it to all the other bureaus out there that need to have that information so they can piece your information with all the other people that have been stolen, so that way they can actually catch the fraudster. This is their website that you can submit the fraud report for. And then the FTC actually has a fraud recovery plan. So you just the information on their identitytheft.gov, and they will actually walk you through how to do your recovery. Because unfortunately, identity theft really does hurt. It really does harm, and you want to make sure that they do come alongside you to help get you through this. This is the credit bureaus. This is Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. This is their fraud hotlines as well as their websites, and they, like I said, unfortunately this does happen very often, so they are equipped to handle and help you if identity theft ever happens to you. This is Federal Trade Commission. This is their main website. And then this is their identity theft information, as well as the Identity Theft Recovery Plan website. This is McCoy's information, mccoyfcu.org. Our phone number, you can follow us on Instagram and on Facebook. We have events like this pretty frequently during the year, events with our community as well. You can check us out on Instagram and Facebook and see what we're up to. If you have any questions, or if you're interested in giving us a phone call and talking to one of our team members about anything that you wanted for your own financial journey, you can give us a call or you can definitely visit our website. Thank you very much for attending.